Thanks for joining us for today's webinar on World Council Digital Marketing Opportunities. My name is Katie Hockmuth, Event Marketing Manager at the World Council of Credit Unions. In today's session, attendees will learn about how World Council of Credit Unions, in partnership with Feather, is using digital advertising to help sponsors reach our audience, grow their brand awareness, and drive sales. We are excited to offer this service to help our partners and sponsors drive brand awareness and engagement with our website audience. Our presenter, Mike Kesselring, is the Digital Sponsorship Manager at Feather. Feather is a digital advertising toolkit used by over 800 associations and event organizers that helps organizations grow, engage, and convert their digital audiences. Mike works with these organizations and their industry partners to grow their brand and reach a targeted audience with trackable digital exposure. If you have any questions throughout the session, be sure to enter them at the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, as we'll have time to answer them at the end of the presentation. Today's webinar is being recorded and will be available on World Council's YouTube channel, youtube.com/WOCCU later today. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Mike.
Great, thank you, Katie. I'm going to share my screen now and walk through this here slide deck. So as Katie mentioned, we're talking about a marketing channel called ad retargeting. You may have seen or already done this with Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. Those platforms are great. They've got some segmenting options, but what we're offering here is going to be through the World Council and focusing on their website traffic specifically, which is going to be the credit union decision makers that you are targeting, that you're wanting to do business with. So this is going to give you an opportunity to keep your brand in front of your key target demographic year round. So the events, meeting people, networking in person is excellent. But what are you doing to keep your brand in front of those people year round? When they're online researching your competitors or when they're actually ready to make a purchasing decision, it's very important to have your brand, products and services available to them wherever they might be and whenever that might be. So without further ado, can jump right in here. Now, it would be ideal if every vendor or supplier or sponsor had the opportunity to get on stage at the annual conference and speak directly to credit union decision makers and say exactly who you are and exactly what your value proposition is. But unfortunately, that platform is just not available. Not every decision maker is going to be at the event, and not every sponsor is going to be able to get on stage and have that kind of captured attention and that moment to really spotlight who you are and what you do. But with ad retargeting, you're able to do all of that online and get your value proposition in front of the people that can actually purchase your products and services. Now, ad retargeting might be a new concept to some of you, and that's perfectly fine. This has been around for almost 10 years now, mainly championed from companies like Facebook, Google, and Amazon. They actually use this quite a bit. But ad retargeting, simply put, is a form of online advertising that will allow you to remind past website visitors of the products and services that you offer from your site. So its main use case would be someone visiting the World Council website and then serving them World Council ads. But in this case, we're allowing sponsors to have access to that audience to serve their own ads. Now, this is going to place your digital ad on the websites and the apps that are visited by the WCCU website traffic, but not on the World Council's website. It's going to be displayed all across the internet as they're browsing and accessing the weather, checking the news, checking their email, things like that. So it all starts on the World Council website. Our software is there tracking the people that come, and we place a digital snippet of code called a cookie onto their website browser. So if you've ever cleared your cookie cache, that means all the companies that were wanting to reach you with ads are no longer able to. And so that might be an example of a time that you've interacted with cookies in the past. So as I said, it all starts on the World Council website. We've got a very niche targeted group of people coming to that site for the resources, the events, the networking. And as they come there, that is when we start tracking and we're able to serve them ads all across the internet. And so we can use that cookie data to make sure that a very targeted ad is served to them as they're off browsing the internet. Now, we're talking about reaching them across 95% of the consumer web. So we've got about 5% that we don't reach, which are going to be, block sites that you wouldn't want your ad to show up on anyways, but pretty much any other internet activity that they're on their phones, laptops, or desktop, maybe their tablet, we're able to get an ad in front of them. So if you've ever been sitting on the couch and scrolling, if you go look at a blog or watch a video, we can make sure that your ad is going to show up specifically to the World Council of Credit Unions audience. Now, this is super effective for a couple of reasons. First of all, this is extending your in-person presence, or if the event is virtual, your virtual presence to the rest of the internet. So like I said, there's times that your target customer is going to be researching or just maybe going to your website to learn more about you and maybe do some cost comparisons, and they might not be ready to purchase the first time they visit to your site. So it's really important for you as a marketer to keep your brand in front of them so that when they are ready to purchase or when they are doing research and comparing prices, that your name is in the mix and that you're part of the conversation. So think about it like a virtual trade booth. Whatever your value proposition is in person, whatever you would put on a sign to attract them to come up and talk to you, that can all be placed into a digital ad that links directly to your site. So this is a way for you to promote your brand, products, and services specifically to prospects who could purchase your product or service. And with that, you're going to get a better ROI because you're reaching more of your target customer and less of the generic audiences on places like Google, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Now, keeping your brand in front of them with your ideal customer is a very valuable proposition for you as a marketer. You're producing digital content, and one of your challenges is probably getting the right people to come to your site and engage with that content. So keeping your brand in front of someone with a compelling message for them, a good reason for them to click, it leads to strong click-through rates, which is a really important digital marketing metric, and then website engagement, which hopefully is one of the things you're seeking here is website engagement. Now, who might be interested in this? Now, the answer to that question is literally any company that would set up a booth at a trade show or that is dying to say something to decision makers in the credit union industry. So if you're producing content on your website, things like webinars, videos, case studies, maybe research, or just a classic plain text blog article, no matter what content you're putting on your site, if your challenge is getting credit union decision makers to view that content, then ad retargeting is for you, because we're creating a direct link between your content on your site and your target customer. Now, when you run a digital ad retargeting campaign through WCCU, you will receive a report that shows you exactly the analytics and the results from your campaign. So if you look here on the right, you can actually see really important metrics that help you gauge how successful the campaign is running. So you'll be able to see in real time the number of views, clicks, unique clicks, and overall reach. Now, total clicks is obviously the total number of people that have clicked your ad, or the total number of times it's been clicked. And then unique clicks is going to be the individual people, the individual number of people that have clicked your ad. So it's a really valuable number to know, as well as the reach, which is the total number of individuals that either saw or clicked your ad. We also have a list of all the top websites and ad networks that your ad will be displayed on. Just gives you some insight as to where this audience is going and where your ad is being displayed. So this comes to you in a live shareable campaign report with a single link. So this is your own landing page with your own results for your campaign. So there's no login required. We recommend that you bookmark this page so you can check in on your results as often as you like. This will give you a lot of room to pivot and make changes as the campaign is running. So this is not a set it and forget it form of marketing. You want to check in on your results and you want to make adjustments and optimize for the best results. Now, this is not a pay-per-click campaign that you might have done on Google, where you're essentially paying Google 25 cents to maybe a couple dollars every time someone clicks your ad on Google. It's not like that. You actually can get as many clicks as possible and you're not being charged for additional clicks. You're paying for a set number of impressions served during a set duration. So it might be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and then a certain number of impressions that we are going to share during that time. And an impression, of course, is just any time your ad is displayed to a credit union, to a WCCU website visitor. And again, it's not going to be appearing on the WCCU site. That's just the starting point where we are tracking and are able to serve to that specific audience wherever they go online. Now, Last bullet point here is about UTM. UTM stands for Urchin Tracking Method. So this is simply the link that you provide us to attach to your ad. You can make sure to make it a special link that allows you to keep track of who's coming to your website from this specific campaign. So if you're doing an email campaign or Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, social media, somewhere else, we can make sure to keep track of how many people are coming to your site from this specific campaign so you can track the results, which is really important when you're doing a digital marketing funnel to know who's coming to your site from where and where they might be falling off, why they didn't download this next step, or why they didn't watch the video, or why they didn't fill out the form. That's all very valuable for you to optimize your campaigns to be as successful as possible. So getting started is actually super simple. You've got Katie's contact information there. We'd want to jump on a strategy call with Katie and myself to talk about what your specific goals are, what content you're wanting to promote, if you're trying to generate leads on your site, if you want people to download an ebook, things like that. So you let us know what you're trying to accomplish, and we can work out a specific plan with the right number of impressions over the right period of time, maybe before the event, during the event, after the event. We can make sure that we set it up perfectly for you. It's very customizable. We have a lot of control over this. So as long as we know what you're trying to accomplish, we can help you get there. So the main components here are going to be ad design. So we will give you the specifications. We really have 3 main sizes that we need. And we can even provide a template to a website called Canva. Canva is a designing website honestly for non-designers. So if this is all kind of new to you, you could easily use some of their templates and you can have an ad ready in just a couple minutes. And then after that, your campaign will launch. We'll start serving ads to the credit union decision makers, and you will receive your report link that we talked about earlier. So you can track your results and you can make changes in real time as you see fit. And then after that, it's just a matter of keeping track of the campaign and finding where you can make it better. So if an ad is underperforming, we'll be able to see that. So if you've got an ad that's promoting a certain blog or a certain video, certain webinar, and we're not getting a lot of clicks, you might learn that that's not a very important topic to these credit union decision makers. Or if you're getting a ton of clicks and you're getting a really good click-through rate, that might be something you want to double down on. You want to maybe pause the other ads and make sure that high performer is the only one that's being shown. So we can walk you through all that. You're definitely not on your own. This is ad retargeting is something that can be coupled with anything else that you're doing online. It gives you trackable digital exposure with reporting and analytics that are very important to you and your team, something that you can report on to your higher ups or the rest of your sales and marketing team about how this specific campaign is running. So thank you for listening. And that's all I've got for you for now. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mike, for that presentation. Again, this session will be recorded and put up on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to view it there. And we're very excited about this partnership with Feather. If you have any additional questions, you can reach out to myself or Mike, and we can get you started on running a campaign. And you can also contact Sue Griffin with her contact information here. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.